执行触摸太阳任务的探测器。
Allow me to introduce you to the celestial body that holds the most significance for us all. The sun
holds the most significance for us all.
这个短语表达了某事对所有人都有着最重要的意义。
You might say, I already know the sun. I've seen it every day for my entire life. Yes, Earth's
star is our lifelong companion.
这个短语表达了地球的恒星是人类的一生伴侣。
star is our lifelong companion. It is our mood booster, our plant grower,
It is our mood booster, our plant grower.
这个短语表达了太阳对人类情绪和植物生长的影响。
Sometimes too much of a good thing can scorch her. We all know, love, and admire the sun.
We all know, love, and admire the sun.
这个短语表达了人类对太阳的熟悉、爱戴和尊敬。
I'm an astrophysicist. I live for studying the sun, its complexity, and the weird and powerful weather system it creates. Sometimes when I get so into it, which is most of the time anyway, my wife will ask, are you also married to the sun? and I'll say, technically no.
Technically no. But if it doesn't upset you too much, yes.
一个幽默的回答，表示虽然不是严格意义上的婚姻，但也算是有所牵挂。
But if it doesn't upset you too much, yes. Now, having said that, I'm not sure where I'm going to sleep tonight. So I can confirm that we know the sun better than any stellar system in the whole universe. But I'm going to let you in a little secret.
Let you in on a little secret.
这个短语的意思是要告诉你一个小秘密，它是一种口语表达，常用于日常对话中。
Sometimes I feel like we don't know the sun at all.
Sometimes I feel like we don't know the sun at all.
这个短语的意思是，有时我会觉得我们对太阳的了解非常有限。这句话使用了一个常见的口语表达方式，强调了说话者的感受。
As a child, I was captivated by the sky glittering with stars, which are nothing but distant suns. Lie on your back on a summer night, look up at
Lie on your back on a summer night, look up at the heavens.
这个短语描述了一个夏夜的景象，强调了仰望星空的美好体验。这句话使用了一个常见的口语表达方式，描绘了一幅静谧而美丽的画面。
the heavens, and there you have it. Whichever direction you look, there is a star shining at you, another sun. That was the start of the journey of wonder and curiosity. Stars come in all sizes and flavors, from monsters to dwarfs. If we were to drop the largest known star in the universe into our solar system, it would extend well beyond the orbit of Jupiter. The smallest is about the same size as the planet Saturn. But no matter the size and type, stars hold great significance for us. We are all made of stardust.
Made of stardust.
这个知识点的含义是指人类是由星光组成的，具有神秘和美丽的性质。惯用法用于表达人类的特殊性或与自然世界的联系。
Babies.
Star babies.
这个知识点的含义是指人类是由星光组成的，具有神秘和美丽的性质。惯用法用于表达人类的特殊性或与自然世界的联系。
Yet no star holds greater significance for our past, our present, and our future than our very own. The sun is responsible for life on Earth, powering photosynthesis, warming the planet, providing clean and free energy. But it is also violent, explosive, and unpredictable.
Violent, explosive, and unpredictable.
这个知识点的含义是指太阳对地球的影响或作用具有暴力、爆炸性和不可预测性的特征。惯用法用于表达某事物的危险或不确定性。
Here's what I mean. The northern lights are beautiful and mesmerizing, right? On September 1st, 1859, people could see aurorae even in daytime around the entire globe. Turns out, that was the result of the most intense geomagnetic storm in recorded history. This was the Carrington event. It was likely a giant coronal mass ejection, or CME, that disrupted telegraph lines and sparked fires at their stations. Can you imagine the repercussions of such a storm today? It could shut down the entire power grid, not for hours, but weeks.
Shut down the entire power grid.
这个知识点的含义是指由于某种原因，整个电力系统都无法正常运作。这种情况可能会导致广泛的停电和经济损失。
And months or even years. The potential for human distress in the affected areas is well beyond our scale of comprehension. The economic impact alone could be in the trillions of dollars. So learning about the one star in the universe that humans cannot do without is vital. And that's what physicists like me are trying to do. So what do we know already? The sun holds over 99.8% of the solar system total mass. Its sheer
Solar system.
一个包含太阳和它的行星、卫星等天体的系统。
size is mind-boggling, requiring more than 1.3 million Earths to fill its volume. All of that mass is in the form of plasma, a glowing soup of electrically charged particles. At the solar core, gravity is exceedingly high, producing temperatures in excess of 15 million degrees Celsius. The extreme pressure forces the protons to come together and diffuse into helium while releasing bursts of energy. This is nuclear fusion. And if we
Nuclear fusion.
核聚变是指将原子核融合成更重的元素，从而释放出大量能量。这是一个非常重要的能源来源，因为它可以提供几乎无限的清洁能源。
can replicate this process sustainably on Earth, it would.
If we can replicate this process sustainably on Earth.
这个句子使用了条件语气 conditional mood， 表明我们可以在地球上持续复制核聚变过程。这是一个非常重要的特点，因为它意味着我们可以实现清洁能源的目标。
Provide almost limitless clean energy to power.
Almost limitless clean energy.
这个短语表明核聚变可以提供几乎无限的清洁能源。这是一个非常重要的特点，因为它意味着我们可以永远不用担心能量的问题。
The entire globe. Many of us have witnessed total solar eclipse like the one in 2024. This fascinating celestial spectacle has captivated humans for millennia. As the moon gracefully positions itself between us and the sun, the solar corona bursts forth in all its majestic splendor. But the corona also harbors some of the most perplexing phenomena. The solar
Harbors some of the most perplexing phenomena.
这个短语表明太阳的冠状层 corona 包含一些最令人困惑的现象。这是一个非常有趣的特点，因为它意味着我们还没有完全理解太阳的行为。
surface is plenty hot, 6,000 degrees, hot enough to melt anything we know. But in the corona, we're talking millions of degrees Celsius. How can it be over 300 times hotter despite being the sun's outermost layer? Physicists have suggested since the 50s that all of that heat must generate a constant outflow of particles. This is the solar wind.
Solar wind.
太阳风是指从太阳表面辐射出的高能粒子流，它可以影响地球的磁场和气候。
It speeds away at up to 3 million kilometers per hour. At that speed, you can get from the Earth to the moon in under 20 minutes. This cosmic stream is like celestial rapids. And that's what
Cosmic stream.
这个词组指的是太空中的流动物质或能量，它可以比喻地球上的一种现象。
we live. Behind all this is the sun's magnetism. As solar magnetic fields twist, bend, and tangle, they store enormous amounts of energy. And when they snap, huge explosions like flares and coronal mass ejections release this energy and turn it into heat and accelerating the plasma. It takes only a handful of these strong events to fulfill
handful of.
这个词组的含义是指少量或几件事情，比如说 It takes only a handful of these strong events 中的 handful of 指的是少量的事件。
Our current energy needs for some 200,000 years. That is the whole span of modern humans' existence. The sun does that in minutes to a few hours. These same explosions propel particles to nearly the speed of light and turn them into formidable hazard to spacecrafts and to humans in space. Does the loss of 40 SpaceX satellites ring a bell? A moderate solar storm knocked them out. Our power grid can fall victim, like in March 1989 in the northeast of the US, Canada, when a succession of solar storms caused an intense geomagnetic storm. Even deep seas can be affected. In 1972, dozens of sea mines spontaneously exploded. The likely cause? You guessed it, a powerful coronal mass ejection. So we need to learn how the sun does all this and more. Since the dawn of the space age, NASA has wanted to fly a spacecraft as close as possible to the sun to solve these mysteries. But
Get close to a star.
这个知识点的含义是指接近太阳，特别是在太阳光谱中。惯用法，在口语中，人们经常使用这种短语来描述接近某种危险或挑战性的情况。
Getting very close to a star is extremely risky and really hard. How would we protect a probe from just melting? How could it adjust for any problem on its own when you cannot communicate with it? Until recently, we simply didn't possess the technology. In 2018, that all changed with the launch of Parker Solar Probe. Parker Solar Probe is the first spacecraft to ever fly through the solar corona. It has revolutionized our understanding of the sun.
Revolutionized.
这个词组的含义是彻底改变或革新，它通常用于描述一个新的观念、方法或技术对现有理解的影响。
In 5+ years, we've already learned so much. We now know how the solar wind is generated at its source.
Solar wind.
这个词组的含义是太阳辐射出的高能粒子流，它通常用于描述太阳对空间环境的影响。
We are the closest ever to understanding what heats and accelerates the plasma in the corona.
Plasma.
这个词组的含义是高温、高压的气体状态，它通常用于描述太阳和其他天体的内部环境。
And the solar wind.
Corona.
这个词组的含义是太阳外层的高温、高压气体状态，它通常用于描述太阳的外部环境。
And we have the most detailed observation of coronal mass ejections. Can you hear that? This is one of the most powerful CMEs ever recorded.
CMEs.
这个词组的含义是太阳爆发出的高能粒子流，它通常用于描述太阳对空间环境的影响。
It erupted on September 5th, 2022, and it was traveling at more than 2,500 kilometers per second when it hit our brave probe very close to the sun. For days, we didn't know whether Parker Solar Probe made it or not because it was on the backside of the sun. But once
Backside of the sun.
这个知识点的含义是指太阳的反面，通常用于比喻某些事情或情况的隐秘或不易察觉。
it emerged on the other side, it called back saying everything is fine, and we have a ton of data for you that will give you an unprecedented look at how these events accelerate particles to almost the speed of light and sweep
To almost the speed of light.
这个知识点的含义是指速度非常快，接近光速。惯用法可以用于描述某些物体或事件的极高速度。
almost everything in their way, leaving
And sweep almost everything in their way.
这个知识点的含义是指某些物体或事件会扫荡几乎所有东西。惯用法可以用于描述某些极其强大的力量或效应。
a near perfect vacuum behind.
Leaving a near perfect vacuum behind.
这个知识点的含义是指某些物体或事件会留下几乎完美的真空。惯用法可以用于描述某些极其强大的力量或效应。
And that is just a sampling. We cannot catch a breath with this mission.
We cannot catch a breath with this mission.
这个知识点的含义是指某些任务或活动太过艰难，无法承受。惯用法可以用于描述某些极其困难或危险的任务。
months, we have a close approach to the sun and a new load of data to investigate. It's overwhelming at times.
It's overwhelming at times, but this data will serve many generations to come.
这个知识点的含义是指某些事件或活动虽然令人沮丧，但却会带来长期的益处。惯用法可以用于描述某些挑战和成就之间的关系。
Data will serve many generations to come. Parker Solar Probe is a true mission for the ages. So are you curious, how did we do it? Parker Solar Probe is not a large spacecraft. It could fit under a basketball hoop and carries about half the weight of a compact car. But it is a marvel of technology. The only thing standing between the probe and incineration is an ingenious 11.5 centimeter thick, 2.3 meter wide carbon foam shield. On Christmas Eve 2024, the shield's sun-facing side will endure about 1,000 degrees Celsius.
Sun-facing side.
这个词组指的是太阳朝向的一侧，它是描述一个物体或面对太阳的方向。
1 meter behind, it's almost room temperature. How does Parker shed all that heat? This special ceramic coating on top of the heat shield reflects as much light as possible. The heat shield itself absorbs a huge amount of heat and radiates it elsewhere. Meanwhile, a network of tiny pipes runs through the solar panels, extracting heat and expelling it through the radiators. It uses a liquid-based cooling system. The liquid is a simple gallon of water. Cheers. All this system will be operating on December 24, 2024, when Parker Solar Probe achieves humanity's closest ever approach to a star. This will be a monumental and audacious achievement. In 1969, we landed humans on the moon. In 24, we're going to embrace a star. So all this is very cool, amazing science, and really fun to geek out about. It also happens to be vitally important for your lives and to mine. Delving into the sun's history, we discover periods when it entered long, tranquil phases that lasted for decades. During these times, called the solar grand minima, solar activity diminished to the point of near non-existence, along with extreme climate conditions on Earth. One such episode lasted for an astounding 7 decades, from 1645 to 1715, and it coincided with the Little Ice Age. This episode seems to occur every 200 to 300 years or so. Now, here's the thrilling intrigue. We are overdue. Is the sun about to enter a new and extended lull of minimal activity? When will it happen? How long will it last? How deep will it be? We don't know. The most important thing, however, is what impact this phenomenon could have on our lives.
Is what impact this phenomenon could have on our lives.
这个知识点的含义是描述某个现象对生活的影响。
Our energy, our food sources. How will it affect our climate and our atmosphere?
How will it affect our climate and our atmosphere?
这个知识点的含义是询问某个现象对气候和大气的影响。
The sun is not a driver in Earth's current changing climate.
The sun is not a driver in Earth's current changing climate.
这个知识点的含义是指太阳不是地球当前气候变化的主要原因。
But if it enters an extended period of tranquility, how much could it slow the pace?
How much could it slow the pace?
这个知识点的含义是询问某个现象对速度的影响。
Again, we don't really know. To answer all these critical questions that shape the fate of our society, we must unlock the sun's secret from its fiery core to its outer reaches. For our future, for the world.
For our future, for the world we leave behind, for our children and theirs.
这个句子使用了一个典型的美国英语惯用法 for our future 表示将来的时间段。同时，这个句子也使用了一个口语俚语 leave behind， 意思是留给下一代。这是一个很好的例子，展示了如何在英语中表达对未来的担忧和责任感。
We leave behind for our children and theirs. We must transform the way we observe the sun and deepen our understanding of how it influences its surroundings, in particular our cherished planet Earth. Without doubt, this undertaking poses formidable challenges, but it's another adventure unlike any we've been on before.
Another adventure unlike any we've been on before.
这个句子使用了一个常见的口语俚语 another adventure， 它表示这次经历是前所未有的 unlike any we've been on before 是一个副词短语，强调这次经历与之前的经历有所不同。
Here lies yet again another opportunity to transcend ourselves and for
Here lies yet again another opportunity to transcend ourselves.
这个句子使用了一个常见的口语俚语 here lies， 它表示机会已经来了 yet again 是一个副词短语，强调这是又一次机会 transcend ourselves 是一个动名词短语，指的是超越自我。